thing as well. Yeah, I have enabled the sharing. I guess you will be able
Yes.
to share now. Yeah.
Can you see?
Now, yeah, I can see it. Now what you can do is give me the control. Yeah. So first of all, we need to open
Just
this.
1 second, Abhishek.
Uh,
Have you started the recording? You
yeah,
asked.
yeah, I have started the recording. Yes.
Okay.
So first of all, we need to go to Active Directory.
Hmm.
I don't know. This Active Directory is behaving a bit weird. I'm not able to open Active Directory from 2 to 3 days. Mm. Yeah, something got changed. Some UI of Active Directory got changed. So ideally, this
Hmm.
was coming before, like when you open Active Directory, the users
Hmm.
is coming, but like they
Hmm.
changed something. So that is why I'm not able to find it now.
Okay. Okay.
So now here new user and then create a user. One second. New user and then invite external user. And then here, suppose I am adding myself right now, Abhishek Agrawal 2506 at the rate of gmail.com. Abhishek, uh, and then review and invite, review and invite. So I am sending an invitation to myself, and then I will show you what kind of email I will get. Now, Priya, I am showing in my screen. If now let me add you as well so that you can also check it. Invite external user. What is your email ID, Priya? Can you type in the chat or send me over a WhatsApp? What is your email ID?
I'm sending WhatsApp, Abhishek.
Okay. This is correct, right, Priya?
Yes, Abhishek. That's right.
Yeah, so I have sent the invitation. Now I'm sharing my screen now. And I will show you what kind of email I will get, right? Now I will show you that. So sharing my screen. So this is this kind of email you will get, Priya. You will also get this kind of email. You can open this email
Okay.
and then accept the invitation.
Okay.
Okay, we accepted the invitation. Now you can log into portal.azure.com. Now I will let me see. Now I need to change the tenant, right? So here Azure Active Directory. Active Directory tenant. Um, 1 second, I'm searching how to switch the tenant. Sorry, actually, this Active Directory got removed somewhere. I'm not able to find it, but from there we used to manage everything, but they done some upgrade which I'm not aware about right now. So here, let me here this. Switch tenant, switch tenant property. Let's go to tenant property. Okay, anyways, Priya, have you like in your screen, have you accepted that thing from the Gmail? In your screen, I can tell.
No, Abhishek, I didn't yet.
Can you accept it once?
Sure, 1 second. Actually, I'm using someone's account, Abhishek, now. I think I don't need this one now.
Okay, anyways, yeah. So, Jesse, you share your screen. I will tell how basically we can share this. Mm, 1 second here. Yeah, manage tenant. Okay, yeah, manage tenant. Yeah, from here we can switch. I will tell you now. So here, what is the email ID of Jesse? Let me find the Jesse email ID. So these are all the tenant in which I have worked in the past. So I can see all the tenant over here. Now, Jesse, what is your email ID which you have used? Uh,
The ID I have is Maya, that one, MAYAJ. Come down.
this one, right?
Yeah, this one.
So I can click over here and then I can switch. Okay, this is what I need to do. Once I switch, I will be able to currently why I'm able to see this because Jeffrey still haven't assigned me a subscription. So she just made me a user of her tenant, but subscription is still Jeffrey needs to assign me. Now, Jeffrey, you share your screen again. I'm stopping the
Okay.
sharing. Now you share your screen and then basically you will make me a user uh, of your subscription. Then I will be able to access your subscription after that. Yeah, so now we will go to subscription.
Subscription.
Yeah, go to subscription. Uh, go to subscription and open this. Open IAM. make me a user, add a role assignment, and then make me kind of owner, because I can create resources as well after that. And then member, select member, and then assign me as select, and then yeah. So you added me, you given me a subscription. Now I will be able to access your subscriptions if I share my screen.
Accept mine too. I accepted Abhishek. Add mine too.
Yeah. So Jesse, what you need to do now, you can add in the subscription, and from here, Microsoft Infra
Hmm.
ID, Intra ID, like Priya, you can switch. So yeah, so this I don't know, they changed or something they have done. So it became Microsoft Intra ID. From here you can access everything. So Azure Active Directory, now it is not Azure Active Directory, it is Microsoft Intra ID. So from here you can go to manage this tenant, and then Priya,
Okay.
you can also switch. Okay, that also you can do.
Okay, let me go there.
Yeah, so you can add to the subscription, and then Priya can switch. Now I can basically see the subscription, your subscription basically. So this is your subscription which you have made just now, right? I can see that. So this is the whole process. Basically, Jesse needs to assign a user to a tenant, and then Jesse needs to give the subscription to that user, and then user needs to switch, first accept the invitation and then switch to that particular subscription. Once he does that, then he will be able to access the
I
subscription.
came to Microsoft Entra ID. Then now,
No, you need to, so that process is completed. You have already added in the intra ID,
hmm,
you have already added Priya, your user, right? So Priya is already a user right now over here.
hmm.
I think so. Now what you need to do, you need to go to the subscription and then assign Priya a user of that subscription. So I go to IAM, and then here you need to add role management, and basically go to privilege, add owner or contributor or anything of that sort. Okay, so you can add suppose owner again, and then select member, and then here you can select, I am the guest user, so I cannot do it. So you can select Priya over here, and then you can basically select not constraint, and then make Priya a user. That you can do. Okay. And Priya, you need to basically switch your subscription. So here you need to go to Microsoft Intra ID, and then you need to go to manage tenant, and basically here you need to click to Jesse subscription, then switch. That you need to do from your side. Is it clear, guys?
Yes.
Okay. Now now like subscription is created. Now let's go one by one. So first subscriptions got created, so then we will create a resource group, right? As we all know. So I will suggest you guys, each one of you, create your own resource group. So I will create my own resource group over here, in which I will work. Okay, so I will create all the resource group, all my resources under this resource group only. Okay, so I'm creating a resource group. Suppose Abhishek RG resource group. and I am creating in Central India. Review and create. And then once we created a resource group, we understood that we will create a data factory under that resource group. That is what we have done, right, in the last class. So I'm creating a data factory under the same resource group which I have created just now. Central India dev, and I am creating a data factory now again. Yeah, once we create a data factory, let's go to the data factory now, right? And on the side, I will also open the architecture which I was showing you guys. And yeah, so this is the architecture. So basically we made the data factory. We understood as a part of homework, I told you guys that to install MS SQL on premise. And now we will make a Azure data lake or a blob storage. And also we will understand the difference between a data lake and a blob storage, which is also an important interview question. That is what we'll understand now. And then we will understand how to move the data from a on-premise server to data lake using data factory. That is what we'll understand after that. Yeah, so this is the architecture which we were targeting. Data factory we just made. On-premise server we have it. MS SQL on-premise or MySQL, anything which you can install in your computer. And then we will now make a Azure data lake or a blob storage. Then we will understand how to move the data using data factory from a source to the destination. That is what we'll understand after that. Okay. So let's go and understand what is Azure data lake and a blob storage. What is that? That we'll understand now. I'm opening portal.azure.com. So what is Azure data lake or a blob storage? It is it is just a service offered by Azure to store any kind of data, your audio file, video file, CSV file, XML file, JSON file, any kind of a file you can store in Azure data lake or a blob storage. You can store over here. Okay. So Azure data lake and a blob storage has four types. Okay. So let's go down below. Yeah. So Azure storage account. So basically, data lake and blob storage is a storage account. So in the storage account, it has four types. Either you choose to create a blob storage or data lake Gen 2, which I will tell you now, like what is the difference between both. And then file service, queue service, and table service. Okay. So here, so basically blob storage or a data lake Gen 2, here you can store any kind of a file. File service is just for sharing large file on by using SMB lift and shift method. Okay. What is queue service? Queue service is for handling messages. Table service is to handle NoSQL database. Now, all of these three is not important for you. Why? Because I haven't worked on these three till now in all of my projects. Probably you will also not work on this. So this all three is not so important. What is important is this. But we should know the storage account has four types. Either you choose to create a blob service or a data lake Gen 2, file service, queue service, and table service. Okay, I will show you now. So here if I go to storage account, this is storage account. So currently let's create a storage account. Okay, I'm creating a storage account. So I'm using my resource group and also my subscription, and then my storage account name is suppose storage blob Central India. Okay. So here, suppose I have written blob storage. So first I am creating a blob storage. So either you can choose to create a blob service or data lake Gen 2. I am creating a blob service for now. Okay. I will tell you what is the difference between both, but I am creating a blob service right now. What is blob service? So here I am not checking this box. If you check this box, then it create a data lake Gen 2, but I'm not checking this box for now. Okay. Now let's go down, go, go, all these options will be default. And then I am creating a storage account. So all the settings are default. The only important setting which we need to remember is this. So if you check on this, it will create a data lake Gen 2. If you don't check on it, it will create a blob storage. Okay. I'm creating a storage account now. The storage account got created. I am going to the resource. This is where the storage account is present, which you can see if you type storage account as well over here, storage accounts. You can see that storage account which we created just now. Yeah, so this you can see now. As I was telling you before, that storage account has four types. You can see the all the four types over here. blob service, file service, queue service, and table service. File service is to share large files. Queue service is to handle messages. Table service is for NoSQL database. So all of these three is not so important right now because like you will not ideally work on this. What is important is this. Now I'm going to the blob service. In the blob service, what you can do, you can basically store any kind of file, image file, audio file, video file, any kind of a file you can store over here in the blob service. Now I am making a container. What is container? Container is nothing but a folder. I am making a folder over here. Okay. Suppose input folder I am making over here. Made a input folder. Now I am opening a input folder. Now if I want to make a subfolder over here inside a folder, that I cannot do over here. Are you getting any option over here? No, you're not getting any option over here, which you will get in data lake gen 2. I will show you. But I can upload the file directly. I can do anything over here, but I cannot basically make a folder over here. That I cannot do in the blob storage. Let me upload a file directly over here from my local computer. So I can upload all of these file. This all the file you can find in the sample file link which I have sent you guys, right, in the group. There you will find all the sample files. Let me send again. Yeah, in this you will find all the sample file. Okay. So here basically I have uploaded all the file. This is blob storage. Blob storage is just like here we made a container, and inside that we have seen we cannot make a sub container, subfolder. Okay. And we can store any kind of file that we have seen. Okay. Now in the storage account, we will make a data lake gen 2. Instead of creating a blob storage, we'll create a data lake gen 2. Okay. And now we will see what is data lake gen 2 now. Okay. So here you can see blob storage. Now if I create a data lake gen 2, you'll see data lake gen 2 over here. Okay. And then file service, queue service, and table service will be same. Now let's create a data lake gen 2. Okay, so storage, we have created gen 2. Here we are creating gen 2. The only thing which I will change now, here I will select this option. Read this one. So hierarchical name is space, complement with data lake gen 2, enable file level access, accelerate big data analytics, and enable ACL. So I am copying this right now and I am pasting into the notepad so that I can explain you this once I create it. Okay. Now review and create. Done. Let's go to the resource now. Now if you see here data lake storage is there. Previously there that was a blob storage. Now if I and also hierarchical namespace enabled. If you see over there, let's go to the storage account and let's go open the blob storage. Here, if you see, hierarchical namespace is disabled, but here hierarchical namespace is enabled. What does it mean? Let's open this and understand it. Open this and understand this. So let's open this first of all. Now here I can open and logs file. This log container is common. Okay, it will be common. It is just like way of maintaining file created by Microsoft only. Okay, so it's common. You don't need to worry about it. It is created by Microsoft just to manage everything. So I'm creating an input container over here, just like folder which we created in the blob storage. But if I open this container, here I'm getting option to make a subdirectory as well, subfolder. I can make subfolder, which you will not, which you were not able to do in the blob storage, but you can do that over here. Okay. And also here, if I click, then ACL means suppose me and Priya and Jayshree is working in a project. Now Jayshree is our manager, for example. Now Jayshree said that, hey Priya, you will work, like suppose there is multiple subfolder 1, subfolder 2. Now, as a manager, Jayshree decided that Priya can only see subfolder, but Priya cannot see subfolder 2, and Abhishek can also only see subfolder 2, but Priya should not be able to see subfolder 2. Then how Jayshree can manage? Here in the ACL, Jayshree can manage. He can She can go to the ACL and manage that. So access control list can be managed on the folder level. Access permission can be given, okay, in the data lake gen 2, which you cannot do in the blob storage. So that is hierarchical namespace enabled, okay. And also you can create directory in the data lake gen 2, which you cannot do in the blob storage. Directory means subfolder. In the interviews, you don't say directory, you don't say subfolder, you say directories. Okay, so what is the difference between that? Is a very, very important and commonly asked interview question, that what is the difference between a blob storage and data lake gen 2. So blob storage and data lake gen 2 difference is, in the data lake gen 2 you can create a directory inside a container, means subfolder inside a folder, that you can do in data lake gen 2. And also you can manage ACL, access control list. What does it mean? You can manage folder level, subfolder level access, that you can do in the data lake gen 2, which you cannot do in the blob storage. Okay. And this data lake gen 2 is basically a latest version. Blob storage is the oldest version. So either people are migrating from the blob storage to data lake gen 2 because of the upgrade, and data lake gen 2 is costly, bit costly than the blob storage. So these are the differences. Okay, is that clear, guys? Any confusion on this blob storage, data lake gen 2? Yes, no, everyone is awake?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, you guys are awake, right? Okay, fine. Now it's clear. Now we have made this blob storage data lake gen 2. Let's go to the PPT. So we have data factory now. We made blob storage. You guys can install MS SQL, MySQL, anything. Then now we will understand how to move the data from data factory, from your on-premise server to blob storage. That is what we'll understand. So here in the storage account, ideally we manually uploaded the data right now, right? So I just clicked and uploaded data, which you shouldn't do. So in the real time, you'll not manually upload the data, right? You will create a pipeline kind of. So how to do it? So first of all, to move the data using data factory from here to here, you need an address, right? So data factory will basically uh, your your vehicle can basically transfer your luggage if it has the address. Okay, so data factory should have the address of your on-premise server, and it should have an address of a blob storage, then only he can move the data, right? So to get the address and to store the address in data factory, there are two things which you need to learn. One is integration runtime, and second is link service. Okay, now we'll understand what is integration runtime, and then we'll understand what is link service. Again, very, very important for interview. So what is integration runtime? Integration runtime is basically uh, like it helps you to make a bridge between your source and data factory. Okay, it helps you to make a bridge. So it has three types. One is Azure default integration runtime, which is already there, you don't need to make it. So if you open this space, if you click over here, if you click on integration runtime, then you will see this integration runtime is already there. This integration runtime will be used whenever you are connecting with cloud service. Okay. So here in our architecture, we want to connect with two service. Okay, we want to connect with blob service, we also want to connect with a on-premise service. So whenever you want to connect with the blob service or any of the cloud service, then your Azure default integration runtime will be used. Okay. Yeah, so there are three types of integration runtime. Default integration runtime will be used whenever you want to connect with the cloud service. Self-hosted integration runtime will be used whenever you want to connect with any of the on-premise service. On-premise service means which is not there in the cloud. SSIS integration runtime is basically an integration runtime to import SSIS packages. Not so important, but you should know about it. These are the three integration runtime is needed to make a connection. Okay. Now default integration runtime is already there, which you can use to connect with any of the cloud service, to connect with any of the on-premise service. Suppose if you have MS SQL on your computer, in your computer you have MS SQL. Okay. If you have MS SQL or
Abhishek,
you,
sorry to
yeah,
interrupt. Just
yeah,
before going on, I have one question.
yeah,
So, can we say then Azure Data Factory is actually the cloud version of SSIS?
yes, you can say that.
We can say, right? So,
Yes.
to have more understanding on Data Factory, is it better to have knowledge on SSIS somehow?
I don't know anything about SSIS,
Okay.
but
Yes.
still I am able to work on data factory without
Hmm.
having prior knowledge, so
Okay.
it's not so important.
Okay.
You don't need any understanding of SSIS until unless
Hmm.
if you have a project on SSIS. Okay.
Okay.
But the
Okay.
people who know SSIS,
Hmm.
for them it's easy to understand data factory. Why? Because they already know SSIS.
Got it.
Okay. So
Okay.
yeah, so not so important.
Okay.
Now, yeah, so here we can just say that integration runtime. Now I'm explaining how to basically connect with any of the on-premise service. Suppose now Jesse says that I have a MS SQL here, or I want to move the data from my C drive,
Okay.
Okay, anything of that sort. Now, how to do that? So basically,
Hmm.
what we will do, we will install a software on that server first of all. Okay. So how to install a software on that server? We'll go and then we will basically click on self-hosted integration runtime, and then we will click on self-hosted over here, and then we'll continue. Here we'll type Abhishek IR, and then we create. We will go to this link. This particular link is by default. Okay, so suppose Jesse says that I want to fetch the data not from my computer but Priya's computer. So this Priya will install this software in her computer, like this software, just like I am installing it, right? So Priya will install it. Then I am not installing it right now because my computer hangs whenever I install it. I'm not installing it, but I will tell you the process. If you follow the process, you can do that. So once you install this software in any of the computer from which you want to connect, you need to install this software in that computer, in that server. You need to install this software. So you can send this link to any of your customer, any of the client, and then they will install this software. Once they install the software, once they install the software, yeah, so we basically install a software in the corporate firewall so the data factory can interact with that corporate firewall. We will run all of this. Yeah, once you run the installer, this kind of window will come. Okay, this kind of window will come. And then what you need to do, you need to copy this key, this particular key, any of the key which you can copy. Why there is two key, I don't know, but you can copy any of the key, and then you can paste it over here and then hit register. Once you hit register, then your integration runtime is running. Okay, then your internet integration runtime is running. So this is unavailable, but once you do that, it will be running. Okay, it will be running. So this is the process of connecting with that uh, server. Okay, so you already connected with the server. So suppose this is your server and this is your data lake. What you want to do, you want to move the data using data factory from here to here. That is what you want to do. Now you installed a software over here. Okay, over here you installed a software. Now Jesse can cross question me that Abhishek, you installed a software in this computer, but I still haven't told you the MS SQL ID and password. That I haven't told you, right? So how this particular software can interact with this MS SQL or anything of that sort, right? So for that, link service comes into the picture. Okay, so what we will do, once you install a software, you will go to the link service and you will select the link service. Suppose if you want to connect with MS SQL, okay, so you will select SQL Server, hit continue, and then here you will select your integration runtime which you have installed. Give the server name, database name, username and password, and then you can test connection. Suppose if you want to connect with C drive of your computer, then you will type file. Yeah, suppose if you want to connect with C drive, you'll select file system, hit continue, give the all the detail, and then test connection. Suppose if you want to connect with MySQL, you will select MySQL, any of the software which is there in your computer. You just need to select that, give all the detail, and select your integration runtime. Okay, that is what you can do. I am making a link service for my cloud service. Okay, so this particular connection, this connection is easy, that I have explained you, right? Now I'm making this connection right now. So for this we need sell this your Azure default integration runtime, right? And so what I will do, I will select Azure Data Lake Gen 2, and then here I will select like this, name this as Gen 2 Gen 2 IR, and then I will select my storage account name. This is my storage account name, right? Then I can basically test the connection. So test connection, and then I can create the connection. Okay. So this Gen 2 IR got created. Okay. Similarly, you can create the connection for blob container as well. I can type blob storage, and I will select blob link service. And then I can select my blob storage name, create. Okay, you guys can make a link service for your MS SQL as well once you install MS SQL. Okay, I'm not showing you right now. You can create it. If you face any difficulty, I will help you. Now let's do a simple copy activity in which what I will do. So if you remember in the blob service, I pasted few of the data, right? Over here, I pasted few of the data over here in the input container. These are the data set. So what I will do, I will try to move this data to the data lake Gen 2. Okay, that is what I will do. Similarly, you can move the data from your on-premise server as well once you have it. Okay, you can try doing it. I am showing you to move the data from the blob service to data lake Gen 2. Okay, simple copy activity we do. We will move the data to the subfolder, for example. Okay, so here I will paste a copy data activity, and I am renaming my pipeline. I am naming my pipeline as first pipeline, for example. Okay, so from here you can rename your pipeline, and then in the source I will select this. What is my source? I want to move the data from blob storage. Okay, so I will select blob storage. I will select CSV file because I want to move CSV file. And I will name my data set. I will let you know what is data set, all of that, but here I am creating data set first, for example, and selecting my link service as this. Selecting the file over here, department file, for example, and then import schema as none. Why import schema as none? All of that I will discuss in the coming classes, but this is what like the setting is. Now here I will select data lake gen 2 because I want to move to data lake gen 2. So what is my source? Blob storage. What is my sink? Data lake gen 2. CSV file. And then first copy sync, for example, right? Now this is my link service where I want to move the data. I want to move the data to subfolder, right? Subfolder. Here I want to move the file. Okay, I want to name it department.csv. Import schema none. Let's run this. Done. Now if you open this input, if you refresh it, see department file came, right? So this is how you can copy it. So if you want to save your work, you need to publish. Okay, so you need to publish to save your work. I am publishing it. If you don't publish it, if you refresh it, everything will be gone. We will talk more about it in the coming classes. But today class is I will write the homework. Now we'll connect next Saturday, Sunday. Till then, you can do all of that homework. Okay. I am writing all the homework over here. Hello, Pawan. How is your
Hello,
health?
Abhishek.
Yeah, how things are going? Now you're back home.
Yeah, I just reached home. My back in 10 minutes only.
Okay, how is your health? How your mother's health right now?
Yeah, right now it is okay.
Okay, what happened to her?
Yeah, like malaria and typhoid fever, Abhishek.
Hmm. She is still in the hospital.
Yeah.
Okay.
My father is not in my hometown. Just now he's reached to my hometown, and he went to the hospital. I just came for the dinner, and I saw that there is a class going on, so I just joined. Okay, let's join. I have a time, so that's the reason I have
Hmm.
joined.
Okay.
I
Anyways,
think
I
the
will
class
upload the
is
recording. So
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can
I
go
think
through
the
the
class is
recording.
over, right? Yeah.
Kind of over now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Someone is new. Someone is new, right? Here, I
yeah,
think there
Priya
is
is
some.
new. Priya just joined. So
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
Priya, introduce yourself so that Pawan also knows you. Pawan, you can also introduce each other. Now till the time I'm writing the homework.
Hi, Pawan. How are you?
Yeah. Fine. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Priya, you need to introduce you.
So,
So yeah, so I
sorry.
let me tell about Priya. So Priya is basically my old student. She is learning
Oh,
with me like in a different class and like individually. So we thought that let's learn together. Anyways, I'm starting a batch right now. So yeah,
okay.
so she just joined. She's currently in US, currently
Oh,
working in Wipro. So yeah,
oh.
we can
Yeah,
all work
okay.
together. Yeah.
I think I am
Now
the elder one.
you are the
I am the elder one only.
you are, but Priya is also kind of new in the field, not like experienced like Jayashree. She is also new, kind of a fresher.
Okay.
So yeah, so it's not like you are only the elder one. Priya is also new in the field, so kind of elder, kind of new only in the field, right?
Right.
Now, yeah, so what's the homework? Homework is basically create a subscription if you guys haven't done it. So homework is just to complete the previous task as well, which I have given you guys. And yeah, so Pawan, can you also type your email ID so that we can give you a subscription, because we just created a subscription.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so
I think Abhishek, I already sent you, right?
subscription. Yeah, so Priya, can you sorry, Jesse, can you add this email ID as
Yeah,
well in your
I will.
subscription? Create a subscription and then create resource group, and then basically create data lake, create data lake, Gen 2 and blob storage. Then basically create link service for data lake Gen 2, for data lake Gen 2 and blob storage. Then basically install MS SQL and create link service for MS SQL. Before that, you can try to copy the data which I have shown you. Copy data from data lake Gen 2 to blob, or blob to data lake Gen 2. We will connect over the weekend. I will upload the recording. Jesse, once you add Pawan as a user, Pawan, you can see the recording and you can switch the tenant. That is what you need to do. Like, you
Okay.
just need to come over here and then you need to switch the tenant. You will, once you see the recording, you will be able to do that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. If I have any doubts, I will message you,
Yeah,
Abhishek.
you can ping me
Okay.
if you have any doubt. Okay. So
Okay.
yeah, guys. So see you over a weekend, next weekend. And before that, try to cover this small task. This will not take much of your time, like 1 hour, 1.5 hour probably in a whole week. So you can just like do that, and let's connect over a weekend, and then we will understand more about what is copy data activity, all of that. And today's class is very, very important from the interview perspective, because in the interview, people will generally ask you what is data lake Gen 2, what is blob storage, what is link service, what is integration runtime. So today's class is very, very important from the interview perspective. So Pawan, go through the today's class,
Okay.
see the recording, you will understand it. It is important, but it's not difficult. So you can easily understand it. If you have doubt, you can collect the doubt. Once we start the next class or on Saturday or Sunday, you can clear the doubts. Okay, or you can ping me during the week as well.
Yeah, okay, okay.
Okay, so see you then on Saturday, Sunday. Let's discuss the timing over a group. I will just ask the timing as per the plan. So we will keep around the same time only, 4 p.m., 3 p.m. German timing, which will be 9 a.m., 10 a.m. for you, Priya. And for you guys, it will be 6:30, 7:30 IST in the IS 6:30, 7:30 evening, uh, probably. Yeah. So we'll keep on this timing only. Okay, so let's connect over a weekend. We will take 1.5 or 2 hours, like we will try to cover 3 to 3.5 hours of class. So next class will be a bit of a more knowledge. So yeah, so let's connect over a weekend, right? And if you have any doubt, just ping me. See you then.
Abhishek,
Yeah,
can you
yeah, Priya.
stay?
Yeah, okay. Okay, I am in the call. And Jayashree and Pawan, if you don't have any doubt right now, you can leave. You can just continue with the homework, and I will discuss the doubts with Priya if she has any.
Okay, okay.
Oh, okay. Okay. Bye, Abhishek.
Bye. See you then.
Thank you, Abhishek.
Thank you.
Abhishek, please share the recording. So I will just
Yeah.
follow
Okay.
it.
Yeah.